G'day rock stars, Clint from Bunbury, Western Australia. It's great to be here with you today. Got shipped off to the Air Force when I was younger. Mum and Dad decided that would be a good opportunity for me. Finished up there, had a great time, saw the world, did all of that great stuff. Finished up there. I had a number of jobs, including photography and the mines and that type of thing. Ended up in the car industry, as a matter of fact, which was really different. Learned how to be a really smart salesman really quickly. It was kind of that dog eat dog world, big hours, and that sort of progressed. And I worked through 11 years of the car industry, and took up some great roles, learnt the whole industry altogether, and then got towards the end of it and decided that it was time for a move, and took a position in a car yard down in Esperance, which was a rural country change for us. So yeah, it was a good time. I've learnt, I value the time that I had in the car industry. It was a really great stepping stone to get into real estate. It all began in 2008. I guess we've only got a short period of time today, and one day, look, I'd love to share it with you. It quickly escalated into something that we weren't expecting, or certainly that I wasn't expecting. I found that a very simple, immediate diagnosis became the potential of a really long journey ahead. The doctors felt they'd got it in time, yet as the process went on, it wasn't one of those things that we kind of knew, what was going to happen next type thing. So when people talk about, the cancer or the two types of cancers that I've had, the diagnosis, I guess, you could call top level. Like, in the first case, they said without therapy, you've got 3 to 6 months to live. And the second cancer, if it had have been left, as it was spreading into my lymphatic system, that would have meant death within sort of 12 to 24 months. So, from a diagnosis perspective, it wasn't so much about the diagnosis; it was more about the steps that were getting taken, from that aspect. It was one of those little off-chance things that actually happened. My dad was in real estate, and he had a C21 franchise. He was quite good friends with Bill Cream, who had the office down in Bunbury. And Bill had mentioned to him over coffee one day that he was looking to retire. Dad picked up the phone and said, "Son, how do you feel about an opportunity in real estate?" Being in business and being in real estate, it was one of those things, because no one wanted to give me a job. Once I'd been sick, with a medical certificate, people look at that medical certificate and say, "I'm sorry, we don't want to employ you." So I felt that that was a really good opportunity for me to jump out of my shell and just do something completely different. I was really frightened about it, and it was something that I was completely unaware of. I put cancer down to being 100% mental. The game in real estate and the game in cancer, I know this is going to sound, and I can use this analogy, but we are living a life where we control our whole destiny by the way we think. So I had no choice but to start speaking very positively about what was given to me. I had no choice but to stand up and deal with it, and I had no choice but to put together a plan and work that plan and make that happen, because, as I said, I didn't have a choice. Things had to happen. Would I have done things differently? No, except for the fact that I guess what I know now about health and fitness and that type of thing, I would have probably chosen a more holistic route. However, the guarantees that the medical system can give us, in the position that I was in, where I had literally, I suppose, days, weeks to make up my mind, I chose the route of chemotherapy and radiation to deal with that. can I say chaos? That would have to be, you know, madness of the nth degree. You know, I purely walked into that office and I had absolutely no idea about the real estate game. What I did know is that I really loved people and I wanted to help people, and I still want to help people, like it's my driving passion. So I guess I kind of just worked it out, you know. I had new clients and new faces and new staff and things to learn. I was very fortunate, and I still am today, to have just absolutely the most beautiful people around me that have similar visions to me, that care about who they are, where they're going and what they want to do in real estate. So, look, nothing's changed for me as far as what I do. You know, my role has changed within the business, and yet it's still exactly the same. I think one of the things that real estate gives me, and it has given me from day one, is it's given me an opportunity to build relationships with people. I'm really, really, really grateful today that over the last, say, 4 or 5 years, that I've built some incredible friendships with people all over Australia, and people that are kind of in the same situation as me. You know, we're just human beings. You know, we're just doing our best, and you know, every day we get out of bed and we put on our boxing gloves. I'd kind of have to say that, you know, clearly the things that get me out of bed every day, once again, is about people. The 2100 Cup symbolises for me, and I actually feel like the award is not for me, and it's not. It is for the office. But that award deservedly goes to those people that work in the business. There's no doubt that in the past couple of years, some of the things that we've done as a team, and yet with so dedicated individual efforts from those people that work in that business, and I'd like to name all of them, but collectively that's built up a presence in our town, and I think I'm really grateful that Century 21 have recognised that. You know, it's not at the end of the day, it's just an award. So my goal for the future would definitely be where I can make a really, really big, personal and very intimate impact into people's lives, where it could be that one thing or that one event or that one moment that we speak about that literally changes their life. And if that's where I could be, and whether that's on the speaking circuit, whether that's you know, whether that even still in real estate, but if that's on an international level, on a national level, even if it just means that I'm having coffee with somebody, you know, and helping them, then I've reached my goal already. You know, there's no doubt about that. But I would love to, I guess, perhaps develop who I am a little bit more, and perhaps develop a product, and without a doubt take it to people, because I really believe that people need to hear it. What I really believe is that isn't it funny that how when you've been through a tough time, and hindsight's 20/20 as we know, you look back at it and say, gee, it kind of wasn't all that bad after all. So I really believe that if you're faced with something that seems insurmountable at the time, and I'm sure that, you know, you've had those moments in your life, and can be the, you know, literally the smallest of things, but it's, you know, it's like a mountain in front of you, it's a really, really good opportunity to sit still and just find some peace. What I do know is, you know, when you sit still and you do find that peace, you can analyse it, you can look at it, and you can develop a plan around it. So there's no point, you know, what I know is that when you start to worry and when you have all of these, you know, dramas and issues going on in your life, it's only doing you damage. So it's kind of like you're allowing outside influences to harm you. Now, you wouldn't let a robber into your home. Don't do the same thing with a potential situation that's unfolding in front of you. You know, remain calm, have a look at it, and as I said, like, develop a plan and move forward with it. And move forward with it with confidence, regardless of what the outcome's going to be. Because once you start believing in yourself, then everything becomes really, really easy. So I just wanted to say thanks for having me. I also want to say to the beautiful people that are in my life, and also for those gorgeous real estate agents out there that I've met so far, and to the ones that I haven't met, just want to, as always, love and peace to you. If you ever need someone to talk to, or you want to unload your problems on somebody, you know where to find me. You can come follow me on hashtag CKInspires. And a quick message and a shout out to the great man Hilton D. Gold. Steel up, brother.